Hey y'all, it's Nomadic Shaman here. Thank you for visiting my page. This video, we're going to take a deep dive into the Dacara Rose Thompson case. I did do a few videos, a mixture of card pulls, readings, automatic writing, and mediumship. This, however, is a lot more of a deep dive, and it's been sitting on my desk for a while and I've been meaning to do it. Okay, so it may get lengthy in the process, so I'll have to divvy this up 2 parts, maybe even 3 parts. It's going to be a combination of downloads that I received, me communicating with the dead. Okay, so mediumship as well as card pulls. Okay, tarot card pulls that I did. And then I did automatic writing. I usually do automatic writing when I want to get more detailed. So numbers, that helps me with numbers and being more specific as it relates to the events that took place. So with with that said, let me just preface this message. Excuse me, y'all. I'm just getting over a cold. They try to send your girl some sickness spells, but we will move on. We will move forward, move upward, and move forward, right? So let me preface this by saying that this video here is for edutainment purposes only. Please use your own discernment. So, with that said, I did a card pull for features. Okay, I said, Spirit, show me the people that were involved in the collaboration as far as the planning stages of her disappearance, of her unaliving, of her death, and of her cover up. Show me the features of individuals that were involved that we do not already know, meaning hasn't been made public. So the first thing that Spirit showed me, okay, so we see this black man, masculine. Okay, so this tells me that we have a black man here. The black man could very much will have a physique such as this, or could very much look like this guy. Okay. Second one, a black man bearded. Okay, beard. All right. Third one, we have ages between 27 and 45. This guy could be bald, could look just like this. Here you go. Close up. Okay. Another one, black African American. So this tells me he could be a smooth dresser, very well groomed, or he could possibly look like this, pink bottom lip. Um, So here we go. That's 4. I'm also showing, it looks like a woman with wavy hair. This could be weave. This could be real. Okay, wavy hair. And then I got another image of this woman. So tall, brown skin, light skin, wavy hair. Okay, she looked like she could be African or Caribbean. Okay, like my people. But anyways, long hair. Okay, so or Hispanic. Yeah, Hispanic, still my people. Okay, and then let's see, and then we have this. So we have a bald guy. Guy could be white, Hispanic, or bald. Okay, so we just went straight for features of individuals that was involved in Dacara Rose Thompson's disappearance, the cover up of her death, as well as the planning of her unaliving. Okay, now let's jump in, shall we? Let's jump in. So I'm going to start with my notes that I did write. We're at 4 minutes, 5 minutes now. Okay. So I'm going to start with my automatic writing. What are some of the messages that came up that populated, okay? Some of it may make sense, some of it may not, okay? And then I'm going to help tie this together. For those, first, let me start by this. I know I jumped in with the images, so let me just preface this and say Dacara Thompson, I believe that she had transitioned this year, August. Okay, I believe she was 19. She is a daughter of Dan Thompson and Carmen Thompson. Okay, so she was 19. I also believe that she was working. I don't know why they're showing me Air Force. So maybe she attended or she was part of the Air Force or ROTC. Okay. But she also was a volunteer, okay, for a nonprofit organization in Maryland. I don't have my computer with me, so I don't remember or recall the name. But she lived in Maryland. She had gone missing, and I believe there was video footage of her leaving her car, and it was parked in the opposite direction. Um, and then just showed videotape, and then eventually what was discovered, her body was discovered, found out that Hugo, the Hispanic man, was involved. Okay, he was arrested for her transitioning, for her death, basically for killing her. All of this was on videotape, okay? What I'm going to share with you is what hasn't been brought forth, all right, by facts yet. So anyhow, so that is quickly sped up of what happened, okay? Now, let's streamline this a little bit, okay? So I can be more focused. Let me read what came up with my automatic writing. Okay, so some of the questions, let me preface this. Some of the questions that I asked: why did she meet up with Hugo? What happened at a venue? Okay. What happened, transpired in the car? What happened following the venue leading up to her death? And who was at a hotel? I was getting information about a hotel. What happened at the hotel? Okay. Who hired Hugo? Because he was a murder for hire. He was murder for hire. Okay. I spoke about that in my Hugo reading. Hugo Hernandez reading. Okay. He was hired intentionally because of his credentials, because of his reputation, and the fact that he was an illegal alien. Okay, that goes into the overall arching plan that it would be easier for him to be a scapegoat, for him to leave without any harsh punishment, right? Because he would either get deported by ICE to his country. There has already been arrangements made to provide money for his family, for him, for his kids, in the event that he got deported to his country. I'm also hearing money paid surrounding, I don't know, I'm seeing money exchange hands surrounding the government of where Hugo Hernandez, where he is from, okay, so that he can be released within a certain time frame. Basically, this is all fuckery. As fuckery, as fakery, as foolishness. Okay, so I'm seeing overall arching. This was very detailed as far as plans that were being made down to the letter. Okay, in the event down to the selection of Hugo Hernandez, how he would be the scapegoat, and if and or what if and or when he was a scapegoat, making arrangements with the family, with his family, with the country of where he is from, okay, so that he can go free within a certain amount of time, and the person who is responsible for actually being the person who paid for the crime, the person who the person who, not only the person who paid for the crime, but also the individual, the mastermind behind it, the puppet string behind it, okay? He would go free. But au contraire, my dear, because the one thing that Spirit informed me that your marriage will suffer greatly because of this. Okay? Your marriage and your reputation down the line. This is one of his judgment, spiritual judgment. Okay, and this is how justice will play out. It will play out in his marriage, okay, and his reputation, where he holds, in his job too, where he holds his pride and glory, okay? So, with that, let me just move forward and start to read my notes, okay? Now, first thing, smoking. I heard smoking, drinking, pills. Something could have been put in her drink, like a muscle relaxer, something so she's less defensive when it comes to apprehending her and sexually assaulting her. Now, I did say this in a previous video that there were 3 men that came to mind that actually assaulted her physical body. 3 men, one of which is Hugo Hernandez, and another one is a connection to him by blood, so that could be the cousin. Okay, so 2 Hispanic men is what I'm being told. The third one, I'm not really sure what the race is, but there were 3 in total. Okay, so shit, based on my card pull, could have been black. Okay, but there were 3 men responsible for sexually assaulting Dacara Rose Thompson. There was something that was put into her drink. Now, she didn't go, I'll put it like this. Let me move on. Okay, so it's weird to say either the cousin or the husband. That's the second person that sexually assaulted her, okay? I also heard we are going to split the money. Okay, we are going to split the money. Somebody in discussion who was part of this plan knew that the money that was the payout, okay, the large payout that was going to come from Dacara Rose Thompson's death, in midst of their planning to cover up, I heard we are going to split the money. I also heard "You" for the song "You" by Lloyd. Okay, so I wrote some of the lyrics. Send a nigga a text message. She's fine too, but I want you. She's 5'2", so I don't know if Dacara Rose Thompson is 5'2", but I want you. May have a Mercedes, weed and Patron, even in the AM, trying to convince her to sleep with someone who got a girl or who has many girls around, okay? So the song "You" by Lloyd talks about someone who is not free, someone who's not single, okay, but yet they're stepping out, have sneaky links, and they're trying to get their sneaky link to sleep with other sneaky links, okay? Like an orgy up in this bitch. And not necessarily an orgy, but just stepping out and sleeping with somebody else. Maybe for shits and giggles, maybe for their own entertainment. But that's just a brief synopsis of what the song "You" by Lloyd is about, okay? I also received junior. So there's someone who is a junior that is affiliated with the planning, but more specifically, outside of the planning, there is somebody that's a junior that was at the venue that Dacara Rose Thompson was at, who was in on the planning of her disappearance and her eventually demise. Okay. Now, at the venue, I'm getting that there was a small party There were both mixed company, both men and women. I also get the sense of like a VIP spot. So this is where the smoking and the drinking comes in. I feel strongly that the pill that was slipped into her drink either happened towards the tail end so that it can take its effect, or even in the car ride back. Like it could have been put in a glass, excuse me, or a bottle of water. So she was unassuming that there was some type of pill that dissolved. And again, it was meant as like a muscle relaxer to keep her from being alert and when it comes to her defenses, okay? So where are we? We are at 15 minutes. I can continue on. The next thing in my automatic writing session, I wrote Freemason. I don't know why, but Philadelphia Police Department. So there could have been somebody at that venue from Philadelphia, born from Philadelphia, who travels back and forth, who is part of the Philadelphia Police Department, some type of connection, and who's also a Freemason. Now, what I'm also getting is that this police officer, this connection to Philadelphia, was a corrupt cop. Okay, he was doing business on the side, making money on the side. This is nothing new. And the people that was at that venue was all bad business. Now, I will say that Dacara Thompson was not innocent in that respect. One of the things that she desired was to have her own place, okay? And so I don't know if her father used to work for the government and was at some point laid off, but somewhere along the lines, money got slow, money got tight, and she wanted to find a way to make quick money, fast money, so she can get up out of her situation and have her own. So she didn't make the best decision. She saw it as an opportunity to make money. And so with these group of people, and her job primarily, they're showing me a Facebook icon. So I'm guessing not guessing, they're showing me a Facebook icon. So the Facebook icon stands for Facebook Messenger. So she was a carrier, so to speak. She dropped off and picked up. She could have picked up products. She could have picked up drugs. She picked up envelopes. So she picked up money. She dropped off money. This is where the Hugo connection comes into play. Both her and Hugo work with the same boss. Hugo and her work. There was a black helicopter that just flew by, guys. You already know what that is. So, anyways, her and Hugo worked with the same boss. Now, I'm not talking about legally or legitimately. I'm talking about quiet as it's kept. However, Hugo did other types of business. He did odds and ends. However, he presented as a landscaper doing lawn work. However, his other work, he was a warlock. So he did perform black magic and dark magic. In addition to that, he was also a hitman. Okay. In addition to that, he does a lot of other things, and he has specialized skills with organs. For those who didn't catch a previous video I did see vision play out where in his younger years he would abuse animals. So he would cut up animals. Now, one for abuse, two for sacrifice, and another one, Spirit is telling me, is a way of divination. This ties in with the warlock aspect, okay? So this is the information I'm receiving regarding Hugo Hernandez, so you can understand why he was selected. Again, he has a lot of specialized skills that go into this. Dacara Thompson was a courier, pick up, drop off. Now, I asked, did she always know what she was dropping off, what were in the contents of the packages she was dropping off? Not all the time, but she was no dummy. She was definitely intuitive. So she knew something wasn't right, and she knew that what she was doing wasn't legal, which is why she left her person identification in her car, especially for a job like this. Okay, so this is what I received in my download and also in my automatic writing session. I'm going to stop here and I'm going to resume in my next video. See you on the next one. Peace out.